Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Thrown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
It's caught. This is Ladd McConkey. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Chargers will have a first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10, Herbert. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it second down.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Herbert from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Well, no look on his first look of the game. That's going to leave him with a tough third and long.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
They're going to throw it on third and long. Finds his back complete.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Neither side separating much so far. We'll be back to Baltimore in just a bit. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another first and 10 on this drive. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
As close as you can get, but just an exciting incompletion. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. It's Herbert once more. Cut at the 10-yard line. To the house, touchdown, LA! The Chargers can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. George Pickens the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Chargers tie things up at 14. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. He puts some air under this one, deep right. Brought in inside the 20. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens need only one to take the lead. Tucker adds the PAT. And the Ravens break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he won't opt to bring this one out. He's content to keep it in the end zone and start their drive at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Into a crowd, and the defender comes up with it. And the Ravens take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Great team defense here. Got to him right as he was about to let that football fly, Brock, and the hit leads to a pick by their safety.
And an easy pick at that one, Kate. Not take anything away from who actually intercepted it, but that turnover was all about the guys up front. And one thing I love about today's game and analytics, we got more than just sacks. We get QB pressures, we get QB hits because we've seen the impact they can have, an impact that was felt right there with that INT.
They're now set for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Cut near the goal line. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. 1st and goal here. Mitchell. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Here's Mitchell again, and he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Jackson has it, 3rd and goal. He completes it in traffic. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
A give to Mitchell, running left. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Herbert out of his end zone. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again from their own end zone now. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third. From his own end. Oh, and the ball is into the end zone. Well, props for the recovery, but before he can escape the end zone, he's hauled down. That's a safety. Well, Brock, you know that I like to spin positive, so at the very least, they were able to get to that fumble and only give up 2. Easily could have been 6 there.
Well, why don't you haul down to the field and tell those defenders to be positive, too? Because some of their body language is a little dejected. I get it. You wanted 6 points once that ball hit the deck. But cheer up, boys. 2 points in possession, that's not bad either.
The Ravens in a very good field position as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They'll come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he'll go out of bounds close to that 35-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
He's got it near the 10. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. And again, it's Jackson. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Tucker able to tack on the extra point. And the Ravens take a 16-point lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He doesn't like what he sees, so a touchback. They're going to begin at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Herbert back to throw. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance, focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in balance.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing now, Herbert. He gets a lot behind one. Deep downfield. They connect on the deep shot. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers chop some of the lead off before the half. sticker on now for the PAT. And it's good, but the choice to kick there means this still is a two-possession game in the second half. So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. Cope with a catch. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Cam Hart's up for the tackle that time.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From just shy of midfield on 2nd down. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. Throwing deep for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Man in motion here. Lamar throwing again. That's Hill on the slant. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Again, it's Jackson to the air. That's a tough one. Couldn't bring in the touchdown clean. It falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Jackson's going to throw again. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Buda Baker picks it off. And the Chargers make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Wanted to hit his tight end there, but a defender anticipated it, got a hand on it, and it is picked off.
Yeah, I think this defenses today have figured it out. There's a lot of good tight ends, and they can be mismatch makers, so you better have an awareness and coverage of where those tight ends are. This defense did. And boy, what a big play to take that ball away.
Throwing it just before halftime. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. And a man is there to knock that away.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down. Got his target. It's Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Jackson yet again. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Big catch is made, and he got the feet in too. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Chargers, they're going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football is the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Connects on the crosser. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers start the second half with some needed points. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And the Chargers cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Cut out left. Get some space. He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. First down throw for Jackson. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down, here's Lamar. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle.
The offense not shy about sending them downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
And again, it's Jackson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first. From the red zone now. Getting out to his left. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they face second down. Throwing again is Lamar. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. He's back to throw. Has it at the 7. And they make the tackle. I'm not sure that was an advisable gamble in this spot, Brock, as they turn it over on downs.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines?
Intercepted in their own end zone. You do not see this often. Tucker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's going. And the Ravens push the lead to 2 scores now. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. This will end up as a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Herbert back to it after the pick. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Second and 10. Herbert trying again. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
On third down, Herbert. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He lost the football, and the fumble recovery is made.
I'm pretty sure his special teams coach is going to have a talk with him after that one. He can get as creative as he wants and do whatever he wants. Just don't lose yardage or the ball. You start doing either, and there's a problem.
This ball's cut by Pickens. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Only one quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the third. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's first and 10. On the play fake, it's Herbert. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Second and 10 now, Herbert. Chased out to his right. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up third down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. It's Herbert once more. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Ravens take over on his 5th interception of the season.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Gets it to the 15. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. It's a Taz Walker touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up. You can find pay dirt.
And he's almost there, but no! They stop him at the last moment. Wow, he's going to be just inches shy of that 2-point conversion. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. No return here. This kick's going to wind up as a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finds McConkey. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Here's Herbert, first and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home that sack.
Another try following the sack. Hits him on the out route. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On 3rd and 2, Herbert. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. Offense up to the line fast. Desperation time here on 4th. Looking slant route complete. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the first. Herbert back to throw. Gets this to McConkey. He's got it in the red zone. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it. There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Herbert throwing again. Cut near the goal line. It's an LA touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Crucial moment of the game here as the Chargers try for 2. Now Herbert again. And they pick him off again. Taken away by the rookie from USC. And the Ravens take over on his 11th interception of the campaign. So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Amani Hooker has it. And the Chargers have some new life in the 4th.
Well, I'll admit, man, I got to admire the guts, the willingness to continue to challenge the coverage, even with 2 interceptions already. But there's his 3rd strike. And no, it's not baseball, but he definitely has to be smarter with what he's doing with the football.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Finds a seam down the middle. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers have cut it to a 3-point game here in the 4th. A 2nd touchdown through the air for him, Brock, and independent of the game situation, we both know he's going to be happy to leave the pressure off left, and it's blocked!
You know, it really does, Kate. When you see that point blocked, it just deflates. You feel it. The whole sideline gets deflated, but I'll tell you what else it does. It puts a little seed of doubt and thought into your kicker and your special teams, and you hate that. You really do. You want those guys playing with as much confidence as your offense and defense is. So making sure you get your kicker right and that special teams unit right, that's going to be hugely important here down the road.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. They did it. He made the interception. And the Chargers have some new life in the 4th.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. We'll make those offensive coaches and teams.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Chargers take a 4th quarter lead. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers take a 4-point lead. Well, good news here. This is one kick that can't be blocked as he sends this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Lamar off to play fake. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And now it's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Put the body on the line for his team. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
Move the chains. Got to move them chains. Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
Play action now with Jackson. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's out a yard or 2 shy of the 15. How about a big hit of 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs. Working inside the red zone. That's going to be caught by Mitchell. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Sure showed off some mobility on that play. Got outside the pocket and easily found an open man.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. Jackson's gonna throw again. On the move, headed right. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm. Lamar throwing again.
And he finds him in the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a fourth-quarter lead. Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field-goal game. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens push their lead to 3. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. And he's going to field this in the end zone without a return, so they'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. He finds McConkey. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Chargers down by only 3. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Ravens make the play that should win them this game.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Wow, they're going to pass it here. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. He's back to throw. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Asante Samuel Jr. makes the play. And the Chargers have some new life in the 4th.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
He'll look to throw it. McConkey's got it on the sideline. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of... Now hang on, they want to take another look at this play, and a very important call coming up late in this game. They sent it out to New York just to be safe, and the folks there saw enough to change that call. Now to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes. And what a difference it can make for an offense.
Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. Setting up to pass. Finds his back complete. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
One final shot here. And this ball's incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining. This one intended for the running back. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's we got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Looking to throw it. And this one falls incomplete. No miracles on the final drive today. This game is over. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL